Kamaru Usman. Oh, let's have some more fun with this fucking guy. Kamaru Usman saying that is fighting him is Green Panty Night. What? Green Panty Night? You mean cotton period panty night, dog? Kamaru Usman ain't selling no pay-per-views. Masvidal's selling all these pay-per-views. What do you? This is and you're taking Conor McGregor's whole red panty night and you're butchering it. Really, you're butchering it because, like I said in the beginning, what are you doing? Cosplaying Poison Ivy? Green panty night? You should at least switched it up. Green lingerie night? Like, you cannot just epic fail on Kamaru Usman's part, because Masvidal is selling the pay-per-views too. So, yeah, Kamaru Usman. I mean, he is the champion. That's really the reason Masvidal is in it, because becoming the champion leads to pay-per-view points, leads to the M's, leads to what these fighters are really fighting after, the prize. It's not about really the belt, especially for a guy like Masvidal. I've seen a lot of people over in the Discord talking about how Masvidal's kind of selling out, and hey, he is. But guess what? I ain't even mad, because Masvidal is one of those guys, like I talked about earlier, like Demetrius Johnson, Aljamain Sterling, Max Holloway, Kamaru Usman, who didn't sell a lot of pay-per-views, so they had to grind. They had to win, until the UFC had no choice but to give them the title shot. And so, and then on top of that, when you're someone like even Masvidal on another level, when you come from the streets, when you don't, I mean, when you come from backyard fighting, when you come from your family fucking, being immigrants or just having to work hard, not having that athlete lifestyle, when you have the fighter lifestyle and not the athlete lifestyle, when you grow up around the criminal element, you got to dodge that and stay out of jail and stay alive and avoid gang politics and avoid not having the money to really do what you need to do, and so you got to figure out how to get hustle in multiple ways, and you don't have the direction, and then you still get into the UFC. I mean, this dude was fighting in backyards. He easily could have just been in one of those. You know how many Jorge Masvidal's no cap that are probably didn't make it, that could have been in the UFC, but they're probably in fucking prison or something because or they're working somewhere 9 to 5. They got a trade. Maybe they're trucking right now. But they had hands, but they ended up getting like a felon. Like, there's a lot of guys, or like I said, even in prison or something. There's a lot of guys that could have been like Jorge Masvidal, but he managed to navigate through all of that, through the backyards, through Kimbo's backyard, through Bellator, through all these different fight promotions, made it to the UFC, getting robbed by Ally Quinta, still fighting up a weight class, still battling with the top contenders to ultimately make it fucking here. Do you know how much work Jorge Masvidal has put in? You don't. They don't. They don't. You might, but they don't. You do not know how much work, how much, um, how much it took for Masvidal to get to this point, which is why he's my favorite fighter. And I've been saying this for years before the fame and acclaim. Which hopefully someone in Masvidal's camp pointed that out to him, and that's why he's naming his shit like Full-Time Fighter, to give me a little bit of shine. I can hope. But Masvidal, man, fucking deserves everything. I mean, and he has for a long time, and that's why I'm not mad at Masvidal if he sells out, because even more than the guys that just had to fight to get there, he was fighting for his life before he made it to the UFC, and he still made it. And that's why I respect him even more than a lot of these other guys. That's why him knocking out Ben Askren was so fucking big to me. Because that guy that had to navigate through all of that bullshit and still figured it out. Bad matchups. He was supposed to lose to Ben Askren, the welterweight wrestler that was supposed to just hold him down. Changed his whole narrative with that knee. and he wasn't supposed to be here. So Masvidal is the draw because by landing that knee, it made the right people pay attention to his story to where he could not be denied any longer. That's why Masvidal's here. He could not be denied any longer. But they tried to deny him at every turn, but he's still here. And so, Kamaru Usman, you ain't bringing nothing to the table but that belt. Like most of these women out here, they don't even have a belt. Come on, man. Get them green panties the fuck out of here. Keep them green panties on. Fuck out my house. I'm about to go find somebody with some red panties. Masvidal responded as well. He's saying green panties equals yeast infections, you fucking dweeb. Green panty night. Masvidal responded on Twitter with some Vagisil. He said, Kamaru Usman, the swagger jacker, is back. Green panties, yeast infections. You're disgusting. Green panties means yeast infection for those who didn't know. Help out and new. Gotta get that pH balance right, ladies. What the fuck was he thinking? Green panty night? No, man. Conor McGregor also chimed in, he said, am I tripping? Is this jackass always at this? Everything I say. He's saying this must not be the first thing Kamaru Usman has stolen from Conor McGregor. I wouldn't be surprised. He's not the most witty guy when it comes to trash talk, like McGregor, like Masvidal. Masvidal has always been so fucking underrated. I could fucking dedicate this. No, that's fucking homo. Pause. Man, y'all, Masvidal is the real deal. Anybody hating on Masvidal just don't understand what it takes, man. And a lot of people don't, because they didn't come from that. And that's something that I gotta even realize. Like, a lot of people aren't familiar with that life, that street life. They don't know the politics that you gotta navigate through to still try and be a fucking productive professional citizen, and still, like, you don't got safety nets, you don't got guidance, you don't got a lot of shit that a lot of stuff that a lot of people have. It's hard to, people don't understand navigating without that shit. So I respect Masvidal to the ultimate level, and I'm always gonna be riding with Masvidal, whether it's a good matchup, bad matchup, the toe stomper, a wrestler. I mean, I just always hope Masvidal wins, even as unrealistic, as unfavorable as the matchup may be. I'm hoping Masvidal takes this motherfucker's head off. Let's go.